Hi, I'm Holly from CourseStorm. I'm going to walk you through the CourseStorm class registration process so you can see how registrant data flows back into Leap Patron Management, giving you a complete picture of your patron's journey. So we're starting on the landing page, but this can also be embedded directly into your website. As we scroll down, patrons can search for classes by keyword. We also have a carousel of featured offerings, and then you can browse by categories. I'll hit Browse All. Let's go ahead and sign up for winter camp. So when I click into the class details page, we have an image. You can upload something custom or choose something from our library of stock images. Then you've got class name, instructor, price, age range, and class description. If there's a payment plan available, it'll be listed down here. Then you have session date and time and directions to the class location. Go ahead and get registered. So I'm already logged in, so it remembers my info and has my children already listed in my account. This is sample data in this example, but if I was a new student, I would create an account during the checkout process by putting in some basic contact information. We're going to put Layla into winter camp. So I could check out, or I'm going to continue browsing, and I'll put Mason in a different class. Let's put Mason in acting essentials and continue. All right, I could keep browsing, but I'll go ahead and check out at this point. So it's going to start walking me through form questions. They're completely customizable, so you can ask any type of question you need to gather all the data you need during checkout. Any acting experience for Mason? None. Now it's asking for Layla for her winter camp, if she has any allergies. Once I've filled out all the form questions, it's going to ask if I want to pay in full or if payment plan's an option, I can choose that. We'll pay in full. At this point, I can review all of my class information. I can see that Mason has a registration, so does Layla. And then if I need to add a promo code, I can do that here. We've got the total up at the top. When you view details, you can update any contact information, update any form answers you've given, and just review everything. I could also switch back to a payment plan here. All right, has my card saved? I'll go ahead and complete the purchase. Once I complete the purchase, a few things are going to happen automatically. Mason and Layla will go into their respective rosters. I'll get a confirmation email with receipt for each class, and then they're automatically going to go into Leap Patron Management. So from here, I will let the Leap Patron Management team take over and show you what it looks like on their side.
Thanks, Holly. I'm Liz from the Leap Patron Management team, and together we'll look at how the CourseStorm data comes into Patron Manager. Right. Now, when a registration comes in from CourseStorm, the parent and child will both come in as contacts that you'll need to qualify in order to determine if they're new or if they match existing contacts in your system. You can find the incoming contacts from CourseStorm in your unqualified contact list. Now, contacts coming in from CourseStorm will say PatronStorm in the contact origin column. Adults will have a sign-up source of CourseStorm, while children will come in as CourseStorm child. When you qualify these incoming class registrants, we recommend qualifying the adults first and then the children to ensure that they are properly grouped together. So when Holly's contact came in, I qualified that first, and then I qualified Layla, the child, and next I would qualify Mason, the next child. Now, after you've qualified the contacts, then you can go to one of the contacts to see the related lists that show the registrations. Let's head over to Holly's to do that right now. Now, if we go to the related lists, we can see there are two, CourseStorm Registrations Customer and CourseStorm Registrations Student. These will show you information about the registration connected to that contact and whether they were the person who purchased the registration, a customer, or if they're the actual student attending that course. Now, if you'd like to see more information about your courses, sessions, registrations, and orders in Patron Manager, then you can use the app launcher to go to the PatronStorm app. Once you're in the app, then you'll find different list view or tabs, including list views for courses, sessions, registrations, and orders. From each of these list views, you can click into a record to view it in more detail. For example, here we'll look at our beginning pottery course. Here we can see more information like the instructor, the price, description, and if we scroll down, even a link to the registration page in CourseStorm. From a course, you can view all of its sessions, and if you click into a session, you can see more detail about that session itself, like the number of openings that are left, the minimum and maximum number of students, and more. Then from a session, you can view the individual registrations in more detail. Now, a registration is similar to a ticket order item in PatronManager because it's the actual thing that was purchased. Because of this, a registration will show you the details for that specific class, like the total cost for the registration. But if you need details about the entire purchase as a whole, then you'll want to go to the order instead. Now, on the order, you'll see the registrations purchased within the order. And if you look at the details, the total cost that you see is the total cost for all of the registrations purchased in this single order. One important thing to note about all of this information for CourseStorm in PatronManager, like the courses, sessions, registrations, and orders, is that it is read-only. If you want to make any edits to your courses or sessions, then you'll need to make sure to do that in CourseStorm. While that information syncs into PatronManager for you to view and report on, any changes or adjustments that you wish to make will need to be made in CourseStorm itself. Now, speaking of reports, because CourseStorm data syncs into PatronManager, you can report on your classes here. If you go to the PatronStorm reports folder in the reports tab, then you'll find several pre-built reports that you can use, such as CourseStorm registrations with answers, registrations with and without reg fields, and course sessions and registrations. Now, in addition to these pre-built reports, you can also create some custom reports to report on classes alongside tickets and donations using cross filters. So for example, here we have built a report that contains contacts who registered for our Cupcake Mastery course, but who also purchased tickets to 12th night. Now, by connecting CourseStorm and PatronManager with the PatronStorm integration, you now have endless possibilities for reporting. For more information on reporting and the PatronStorm integration, please make sure to check out the PatronManager help tab.